Order this pay-per-view event now.
These women will knock you out. It's IFBA Women's Championship Boxing live June 11th from the Horseshoe Hotel Casino. See title bouts featuring Leah Mellinger versus Hannah Fox and Eva Young versus Leona Brown. Don't miss Sumaya Anani fresh off her victory over Christy Martin. Plus, former national amateur champion Denise Moritas. It's female boxing at its best, live June 11th, and it's only on pay-per-view.
Welcome, everybody, to Bossier City, Louisiana. This is the Horseshoe Casino and Hotel. Get set for a night of IFBA World Championship Boxing. Hi, everybody. I'm Dave Woloshin along with James Smith. And, folks, this is a very special night. This arguably could be the greatest boxing card in women's boxing history. Tonight you'll see 3 championship bouts. You'll see an undercard with matchup Smitty that will most likely lead to championship bouts in the near future. This is just one terrific evening.
It really is, and I think this is a great barometer for where women's boxing is right now. We have speed, we have power, we have great fighters, we have great matchups. This really is a good showcase for women's professional boxing here tonight.
Well, we've had some upsets, that's for sure, of late. We've had some controversy in fights tonight that we will talk about. But let's talk about some of the first fights that we'll have. One, not a title fight, but one very exciting lady from the state of Washington named Kim Messer, who is absolutely dynamite.
She is a fireball. She's full of energy. You can see her in action right there, and she's always on the go, always exciting. She's a great story that we'll get to a little bit later on. Kim Messer is a fireball.
Well, she's had some paths that have been different than most. She was an orphan in South Korea, then moved to Oregon in a small town, got into ballet, got into gymnastics. And other stories are great. How about Denise Moritas? She's a school teacher in Augusta, Georgia. She's
a school teacher, and she's been giving pretty much boxing lessons to people because she is a very skilled amateur fighter. Denise Moritas, we look forward to her tonight.
And then there's Hannah Fox. She's a young lady from Las Vegas. She owns a couple of Subway sandwich shops, but heck, her specialty now is not making sandwiches, it's making people lie on the ground.
Hannah the Vegas Fox, I've called many of her fights. She's improving every time out. She's fighting for the title in the main event against Leah Mellinger tonight, and she's very excited about the possibility of a championship.
And there is some controversy surrounding trainers in that, and we'll get to that in this special half-hour program. This is going to be one heck of an evening for women's boxing, and women's boxing may become just about as popular as men's boxing in the long run. We urge you to become a part of it as well. If you want to see the pay-per-view, call your local cable dealership right now, and folks, you will not miss any of this terrific action. Hey, we want to hook you up now with somebody very special to us. Our roving reporter, Cassandra Henderson, is standing by with somebody who really works very hard for all of you to put all of this together.
That's right, guys. I am so honored to be joined by one of pay-per-view's pioneers, Rick Coolidge, who also happens to be the promoter of this very exciting card. Now, Rick, this is like your 10th all-female fight card you've promoted. Female boxing seems to be exploding right now.
Oh, it's on fire. It's every place you look. You see a female bout on male cards, and these all-female formats are the most fun for the fans. You get great action, you get a lot of bouts, and they're rapid fire. They're constantly going. Nobody's going to have time tonight if they buy this event to even go to the bathroom, so they better do it before they buy it.
Now, a lot of our viewers have seen a lot of these ladies on ESPN and USA, but what they don't know is the female cards have gotten higher ratings than the male cards.
They absolutely have, and that's the reason that we're attracting the fan base. They're finding us on television. They like what they see. They're coming to the arenas. They're coming to casinos all over the country, and it's just catching on. And, of course, tonight, we're going to have 3 IFBA world title bouts that the fans are going to get for only $19.95. How can you beat that?
All right, I know there's a lot to look forward to tonight when you guys order, but what do we have to look forward to in the future for women's boxing?
Oh, I think in the future we have probably the big events. You know, we're going to be in the backyard of Caesar's Palace eventually here, and, of course, you know, as Christy Martin got attention to this we're finding the women that are looking to emulate what she has done are bringing the whole level of the sport up. So we're looking for big paydays, big events, and major championship fights.
All right, so we should order now so we can see it.
Oh, we should definitely order now. And don't forget, we got Eva Young coming up. She's going to be fighting Leona Brown for the bantamweight title. We end up with Samaya Anani. Now, this is the girl who beat Christy Martin, folks. So you don't get any better than this in women's boxing. She's Evander Holyfield. She is the real deal. And she's taking on Dora Weber from Paterson, New Jersey, a real scrappy fighter. Some of you may have seen her on ESPN2 when she fought against Gina Guidi. She's a great fighter. And our main event, Leah Mellinger, the IFBA current junior welterweight champion, who is fighting against Hannah the Vegas Fox. And Hannah has such a following around the country. It's great. 1995, order it now.
All right, you heard it here, guys, and now we're going to go back upstairs to Smitty and Dave.
Yeah, you just got about 25 more minutes. That's all to be a part of it. You know, you'd think, Smitty, that Rick Koulis was at our production meetings with the way he promoted our next fight, which is the new sheriff in town. There's a new star. Her name is Samaya Anani, and she knocked off, as Rick told you, the lady, Christy Martin, about a month ago.
In December, she beat Christy Martin. She is, as Rick said, the real deal. She's a combination of tremendous power, tremendous tenacity inside the ring. She's also a very cerebral woman outside the ring. We'll get into that. She may be the best fighter right now in women's boxing.
Very
Tremendous
introspective,
fighter.
very philosophical. You're absolutely correct about that. And the thing I like about her is that the one she has to fight tonight is not an easy one. This is a tough veteran who has vengeance on her mind.
Well, they've been there. They fought before. And, of course, Sumaya got the decision over Dora Weber. But, again, having a victory over Christy Martin, whether Sumaya says it or not, meant so much to her. She beat the woman considered the best pound-for-pound fighter in the world. Then she beats Denise Moraitis the night before Holyfield fought Lennox Lewis. I was at that fight in New York, which was on ESPN. And, again, right now, she is tremendous.
Well, and this Dora Weber, 40 years of age. She's been fighting for 23 years. Back in the 80s, she would fight 15 rounders. So that should be interesting. But as we said, the new star is Samaya Anani. And with a little different perspective, here's our own Cassandra Henderson.
Well, Dave, Samaya Anani is not your average boxer. In fact, she's anything but average. She's extremely intelligent, extremely focused, and that's outside of the ring. But inside of the ring is her talent and style. That has made her #1. And she says it's a pretty tough place to stay.
The toughest thing is probably, the toughest thing about boxing is, for me, there's so much structure and so much, you know, discipline for the sport. I've always considered myself a real spontaneous person, you know, but it's hard to be spontaneous in this sport because, you know, people call you, hey, can you go out? No, I got to do this. And if you look at my calendar, it's like 1 o'clock here, 3 o'clock here, 3:30 east side, 4 o'clock, you know, everything's so planned, and sometimes it just drives me crazy having that much structure. But at the same time, the discipline of the whole thing is what keeps you on top. And discipline is so good. I mean, without discipline, you wouldn't know. That's the success of anything, is to be successful in anything, you have to be disciplined. So.
Well, tonight we look for her to keep up that intensity as she goes up against Dora Weber. And if you order now, you can see it. Back to you, Smitty and Dave.
Oh, she likes to meditate. She believes in yin and yang. She's a massage therapist. So on one hand, the yin, she will hurt with her hands. On the other, she heals with her hand when she's in massage therapy.
Well, you know, mentally is just as important as physically in the fight game, and she is totally a focused fighter, which is why I think right now she may be the best women fighter in the world.
She doesn't like that title. She knows everybody's coming after her if that's the case, but she probably is at this very moment. Now, our main event has Hannah Fox and Leah Mellinger, and there's already controversy. Leah Mellinger's 7-year trainer, longtime Terry Nye, parted ways a few weeks ago. Now he ends up in Hannah Fox's camp. There's bitterness. There's lots of discussion legally. What's going on with that?
Well, you know, Terry Nye used to be in the corner of Leah Mellinger. Now he's going to be with Hannah Fox. You know what? Let's just fight. But what would boxing be without controversy? I don't think it's going to make a real difference when the fight gets underway. Both of these young ladies are tremendous fighters. Hannah Fox, I've done most of her recent fights, and she is really improving every time out. She will have the benefit of Nye in the corner. Whether it makes a difference or not, we'll find out. One of the things that makes her such a good fighter is she trains like a monk. I mean, she is a throwback to old boxers. She even trained, well, Cassandra Sandro's going to talk about some of her training methods. She's always in great shape. She's always focused.
She is, and she's in terrific shape for this one, and she's standing by with Cassandra.
Yes, she is standing by. I'm joined by Hannah, the Vegas Fox, who is a wife, mother, businesswoman who just happens to box and box very well. How do you do it all?
It's very difficult. I got to really learn to juggle my time between my son, my family, my business, and boxing. But right now, I'm at the top of my game, fighting for the championship, which is what I've dreamed of for 2 years, what I've worked for 2 years. So I'm really excited about the opportunity.
You are at the top of your game. Now, you have a very unusual workout regimen where you use water resistance. Now, explain us how you do it and why you do it.
My trainer's from the old school. Ali, he believes that you can get stronger through punching through the water. You don't put so much stress and damage on your body. He said the old-time fighters did it, Rocky Marciano and all those guys did it. So he's from the old school, so I kind of have to go through the old school routine. But I don't mind. It makes me better.
Now, I know you're extremely humble, but you are so popular in Vegas. Everyone loves you. I know the entire city is watching right now. How does that make you feel?
It makes me feel really good. I just want to say hi to all my family and my friends in Vegas and in Reno, and I love you, and I'm bringing the title back to Vegas, Nevada. Yes.
That's right. And for your viewers who don't watch you in the ring all the time, who can't see you, they can come to see you at one of your 2 subways you own in Vegas.
Yes, they sure can. They can come and visit me. I'm there from about 10 to 2 every day, so just come on by.
A little advertisement here.
There you go.
All right. Well, good luck to you tonight, and a lot of good eating and a lot of good fights tonight. All right. Back to you, Smitty and Dave.
Couple of classy ladies there, and now you see the new trainer of Leah Mellinger. Barry Stump joins us now. We talked about the controversy. Mellinger was trained for 7 years by Terry Nye. He's gone. Now he's in Hannah Fox's camp. You came in. What's the story about all of this?
There was a fallout, obviously, between Terry and Leah. What really went on, I really don't know a whole lot, and what I do know, I feel it's best for me to keep with myself.
Now, Terry Nye made an issue yesterday at the weigh-in and then at the press conference about a chest protector, saying that Leah wore an illegal chest protector. I'm sure he's going to be watching that. The officials are going to be watching that. Can you give us any insight into that, and has there been a change of equipment? The equipment has been altered, and I had told Shelley, the woman, the commissioner of the federation, she has the right to check the equipment. The sad part is it's the same chest protector that Terry Nye let Leah wear in 2 previous title fights. So what did he do? Okay, he knew the rules, I think, but rules and broke them. All right. Let me ask you a little bit about her psyche. And here she is. She's going to look across that ring and see her old mentor. How will that play on her mind, and how tough has it been for you to gain her confidence in such a short period of time? Well, one thing that I've worked with Leah when she fought Kathy Collins. I've trained her at least 3 to 4 days a week for the Collins fight in my gym. So we're not strangers. I've followed Leah's fights. Terry Nye, depending, nothing personally, if they allowed Terry a lot of play, I think it would be a mistake in her corner being new. I don't care if Angelo Dundee comes here today. I think it would be a great mistake. He might have fueled us up a little bit and give us that Ultra 94. I think that Leah's going to fight Hannah Fox, not Terry Nye, and she's a professional, and she knows that. It will just be like somebody in the stand screaming against her. I mean, we worked hard on that and focusing, and Leah's a professional athlete, and I think she'll carry herself very professional. I got the feeling she will, and hey, what's boxing without a controversy, even if it's in the women's game? All right, folks, you see it, about 17 minutes to be a part of one of the greatest women's boxing programs in the history of women's boxing.
These women will knock you out. It's IFBA Women's Championship Boxing live June 11th from the Horseshoe Hotel Casino. See title bouts featuring Leah Mellinger versus Hannah Fox and Eva Young versus Leona Brown. Don't miss Sumaya Anani fresh off her victory over Christy Martin. Plus, former national amateur champion Denise Moritas. It's female boxing at its best, live June 11th, and it's only on pay-per-view.
We welcome you back, everybody, to the Horseshoe Hotel and Casino in Bossier City, Louisiana, where we get set for a night of IFBA World Championship Boxing. It is going to be superb. I got to tell you, Smitty, I slept so good last night in this place. How about you?
Oh, the rooms are fantastic, and I'm from Las Vegas, but this place, the Horseshoe Hotel and Casino here in Bossier, is phenomenal. And they rolled out the red carpet for yours truly, and I love them.
Oh, they always roll out the red carpet for you. You're such a big timer, no doubt about that. But we've got a special guest with Cassandra Henderson.
Hey guys, we all slept well last night. We've been talking about this fabulous venue, the Horseshoe Casino and Hotel. And joining me now is the woman who's in charge of all the special events and entertainment, Sherry Warren. Tell us about this fabulous property.
I'm telling you, we have so much to do. As well, you know, this is your second visit here. We want you to keep coming back. It is so wonderful. Just to name some of the entertainment that's coming up, George Jones is on the way. We're looking forward to him. Leonard Skinner will be here at the end of the month. Also, Dwight Yoakam down the line, Engelbert Humperdinck, they'll all be here. And we continue also to do, we are so dedicated to boxing. We bought a boxing ring, so we are so proud to be here. Now, you are taking a look at our Horseshoe Tower. Is that not amazing? It is so beautiful here.
And that really doesn't show exactly how beautiful it is. I mean, the rooms are absolutely wonderful. The jacuzzi tubs, we're just really in luxury here, and we're not used to that.
I know you hate coming here. Every time you hear you have to come.
Yeah. So now, tell us, where exactly are you located? Because people think Bossier City, Louisiana, and they're saying, where is that? You're so close to Dallas and Houston, but you get people from all over the place coming here.
Actually, we probably do have 70% of our clients who come from the Dallas area. On any given day, if you were to walk through the garage and take an informal gauge, you would see that probably 7 of 10 cars come from Dallas. We're 3 hours from Dallas. We're an hour from Longview. I mean, we're close to everything. We're right in the heart of the Arklatex. So it's easy to get here right off of I-20. It's Shreveport-Bossier, so people have not so much heard of Bossier at times, but maybe they've heard of Shreveport, and we are sister cities.
All right, we look forward to seeing you again soon.
Oh,
We have more boxing fights here.
Oh, yeah.
But right now, we're going to head back to Smitty and Dave. Hey, guys.
You got to love it. You saw the river. I had that view outside my room, and it was absolutely terrific, no doubt about it. This is a great place to come. And we remind you now, 14 minutes to be a part of the IFBA World Championship Boxing evening here in Bossier City. One of those fights, by the way, will be a 10-round bantamweight championship fight. It's a vacant title, but there's a young lady named Eva Young who already owns 2 titles who'd like to get the third and unify that particular weight category.
Oh, this is one of the great examples of why you should order now. She's a tremendously skilled boxer. You mentioned she holds 2 championships already, looking to unify the titles. She's going against an unbeaten fighter in Leona Brown, so she is a fantastic bantamweight prospect.
She is terrific. Now, Leona Brown's, as you said, undefeated with a couple of knockouts, so this is not one that's going to be real simple. This will be a tough one for Eva Young.
And they match up really well, and that's one of the things that we're going to see tonight. Skilled athletes, but great matchups, and boxing styles make fights, and I think this one is a great style matchup.
Speaking of great, and I mean very, very skilled, one of the best in the women's game is a young lady who just won the Golden Apple Award. What is the Golden Apple? It means you're the best teacher in the city of Augusta, Georgia. She teaches special ed there, and as you said earlier, she gives lessons in the ring. Denise Moritis is her name, and she's with Cassandra Henderson.
Yes, she is the Teacher of the Year from Augusta, Georgia. Congratulations.
Thank you very much.
Now, I know you've won lots of awards regarding your boxing skills, but this award has to mean a lot to you.
Oh, it means a lot. I love teaching. I love the kids. We have a great time all year long. I miss them now. And the kids I graduated on in middle school, I'm going to miss dearly.
Now, what's so wonderful about this award is one of your special ed students will accept this award in your behalf. Tell us about that.
Well, Russell Newman is going to go to the ceremony with his parents. He's going to wear a tuxedo and get on stage and accept the award for me. He's really excited. I'm so excited that he's going.
All right, talk about excitement. We've had a little drama. You've had a little drama. I fly in yesterday. I meet your husband. He says your trunks have been stolen. What happened?
They were stolen in Atlanta. Just the trunks that we brought. So, and we had double-checked everything. They're not home. And that was the first thing we packed. They're gone. They were taken in Atlanta. So if anyone sees them in Atlanta hanging up on some wall, please pull them down.
All right, so Ringside sends you some more trunks. And what happened to them?
They were FedExed, and now they're in Mississippi. That happens 1 in a million, I guess, that it doesn't get to the right place, but it didn't work out. So now they're on a plane. The third attempt.
So the question is, will we see you in trunks tonight?
It's your guess as good as mine. It's either spandex or boxing shorts.
Either way, you will be in the ring.
That's right.
All right. We look forward to seeing you so much, Denise. Thank you. All right, guys. Order now. You only have, I think, a few minutes, almost 10 minutes to order. So come on. Back to you, Smitty and Dave.
We'll give you an extra minute. It's really about 11 minutes before we start this fabulous card that we're really looking forward to showing to you. We want you to be a part of it. And again, it's under 11 minutes. And tell your cable operator you want to be a part of what is going to be one of the greatest women's boxing cards ever.
You know, cable or satellite providers, as a matter of fact. You know, Denise Moraitis is a great example of where the women's game is right now. She has a tremendous amateur background. Now, her only loss was to Sumaya Anani, who we'll see, of course, tonight. And again, when you look at her, she is a very skilled fighter. Here's footage of that fight with Anani. I was at that fight in New York, and it stole the show on ESPN.
Well, one of the things they said, Moraitis will tell you right off the bat, was she thought Anani was a total brawler coming in and fighting, and then she boxed, which shows you how versatile Anani is. But Moraitis really wants a rematch, and that could happen down the road. You know, you see Moraitis and you see this soft-spoken special ed teacher, and you figure, no way she could be the ruffian that she is. When she gets in the ring, she comes at you, but she comes at you with skill.
Well, I call her, you know, you think of boxer, puncher. She's a puncher, boxer, and what I love about her and her husband Tom is they are students of the game. They're working on all kinds of things to improve her boxing skills. You mentioned the Anani fight, where she went in there thinking that Anani would fight the way she fought against Christy Martin, which was brawling tactics. Anani fought a different fight plan, and that kind of threw off Denise Moraitis. But that's, again, shows you where the game has come, the women's boxing game. These women are improving all the time, and Denise Moraitis is one of the best out there.
Well, it shows you the depth of this particular card that we have here for you tonight, because Moraitis is not even one of the title fights. She's an undercard fight, and yet she's about as skilled as they come in the game. So we remind you once again to order. Call your cable operator or your satellite provider, and folks, you can become a part of one of the fine women's boxing nights ever in the game. We take a quick time out, and then we've got a very special feature for you. We talked about her earlier. Up close and personal, Kim Messer comes your way in a minute.
These women will knock you out. It's IFBA Women's Championship Boxing live June 11th from the Horseshoe Hotel Casino. See title bouts featuring Leah Mellinger versus Hannah Fox and Eva Young versus Leona Brown. Don't miss Sumaya Anani fresh off her victory over Christy Martin, plus former national amateur champion Denise Moraitis. It's female boxing at its best, live June 11th, and it's only on pay-per-view.
Oh yeah, they are all here. Fox and Mellinger, you name them. Messer, hey, you name them. They're all here tonight, the great names.
The big names in the sport of women's boxing. And again, you'll see great style matchups tonight. You'll see all kinds of great stories that Cassandra will talk about, and it's a great. That's why this is such. You got to order right now, is what I'm trying to say.
8 minutes, and that's all you got to become a part of what is going to be one outstanding night from Bossier City, Louisiana. We mentioned the path that Kim Messer had to take. It was long, it was twisting, it was tough, but she, my friends, is a survivor.
Marla Stanford is tense. Her teeth are clenched, her eyes twitch. She's only watching the videotape to be polite. Her daughter, Kim Messer, is a picture of calm. A mom tries for 30 years to protect her daughter and make her safe, and then she has to sit and watch this.
I don't enjoy watching my daughter being punched. And especially when they do the slow motion, that really got to me. I don't like that at all.
Marla says she doesn't know where all that fight comes from, but deep down she knows very well. Kim Messer was 4 years old when they found her wandering around a train station in Korea.
It just had a little note on me. I'm not even sure what it was. Probably just like, you know, this is her name, her age, and, you know, someone take care of her, please.
2 years later, back in Silverton, Oregon, something about the orphan in this photo struck Marla Stanford.
She just looked like she needed a good home, and we felt that we could offer it to her.
Kim was adopted, and she came to Oregon. Fast Fast forward 15 years, at a community college taekwondo class, she met Mark Messer.
She was the only person who was at the gym as much as I was.
5 years later, they were sharing black belts and wedding rings. Mark became husband, trainer, and coach. Kim became a 3-time world champion kickboxer. This wasn't just some girl getting her kicks working out to a Thai Bo video. This was a fighting machine.
Of course I want to punch them, but I don't want to get punched.
With no more worlds to conquer in the kickboxing arena, she has turned to boxing with a vengeance. For some people, it's hard to understand why such a bright, pretty lady wants to fight for a living.
Do you like the idea of punching another person?
Yeah. It's a matter of wills. It's a striving. You don't think about that person, you know, you're hurting that person. You think that person is in there and they're trying to do the same to you. They chose to do that and I've chosen to do that. It's not that I'm forcing them. We both want to do it.
More than anything, it is a test, and Kim Messer, more than most, is willing to pay the price to pass. That price is paid in endless workouts, in skimpy meals, in a lifestyle built around the idea of working more and trying harder than the next person who will be trying to hit her in the face.
It's grueling, and probably the biggest sacrifice is the social life.
Good job.
While other people are out going to the movies together, going out to dinner together, or, you know, partying and going to clubs and dancing, and we're at the gym.
Yeah, you get home like, I'm exhausted. And then it's like, well, you know what? You have to get up and go to the gym now. You know, it never ends. You know, you always have to push, push, push.
It is a hard-boiled sport performed in smoky, beer-drenched halls filled with catcalls and brutality. Kim changes here. Her face changes, her body language changes, and she is ready to fight like a man. There is nothing mysterious about why Kim Messer is a great fighter. She respects the trade she has chosen, she doesn't take shortcuts, and she's got a mean streak.
Kim Messer.
I don't have to tell her, you know, you got to go out there and try hard or do your best. That's going to happen.
I think that just came from my childhood, deep inside going, you can't quit, you got to go.
And so she trains while most of us watch TV. She works out while most of us relax. And she fights. It's what makes her happy. Even Mom understands that, grudgingly.
We should get out of this fight racket.
Well, of course. Of course I do, but...
Okay,
but
Mom.
she... Kim Messer. And I'm proud for her.
We want to give a special thanks to Eric Johnson from KOMO in Seattle for that fantastic piece about Kim Messer. She's something special, isn't she?
She is a fireball full of energy. She's our first bout out tonight. And you might not want to go too far, though. Don't go too far away from the television set, because she is action all the time, and she's also a great story, as we just saw.
Oh, yeah. And you've only got 2 minutes and 45 seconds to be a part of it all. Please call your cable operator or your satellite provider, because you won't want to miss this very, very special night in Bossier City, Louisiana. All right, what's the best fight tonight? Can you pick it? I want to see you pick that.
Well, you know, I think the main event between Mellinger and Hannah the Vegas Fox is a toss-up. Hannah's improved every time out. She's a, boxer puncher. She comes to fight often, early, and Leah Mellinger's a great counter-puncher. Styles make fights, and I think that's a great one. The Dora Weber fight with Sumaya Nani is a rematch. Now, Dora's fighting, in my opinion, maybe the best woman in the world. We talked about her victory over Christy Martin, Sumaya Nani's. That's a great one. So we have some, also the Young fight with Brown,
oh, yeah.
Is a great matchup. So I don't know. Normally I'm not given to vacillation, ambiguity, or ambivalence. I normally make my picks, but these are too tough to pick.
Well, we haven't even mentioned it, but there's a young lady named Mary Ortega who fights from the same stable in Kansas City, Missouri, that Anani fights. Mary Ortega is 19 years of age, and she's undefeated. We get to see her tonight.
Yeah, some of the youthful future stars of the sport of women's boxing. So we kind of have it all. We have the veterans in Weber, who's been around, you know, for like 20 years. Sumaya Anani, who may be the best out there. Denise Moraitis. And so you pretty much have a great, that's why I say it's a great barometer for where this sport is at right now.
And this sport has come a long way. Folks, if you haven't seen women's boxing in a while, now is the time to take another look, because it's different. It's now much more skilled than it was, say, when it began a few years ago, when folks came from different disciplines, martial arts, a lot of them. Now they understand the game, the science of boxing.
And they do. And again, one of the great thing about the women fighters, and you can ask any trainer, and I've asked some of the legendary trainers, they really are students of the sport. They really want to improve every time out. They really concentrate, and you're going to see that skill exhibited here in just a few minutes.
All right, less than a minute. We again urge you, please call your cable operator or call your satellite provider, because IFBA World Championship fighting coming your way again. 3 world title fights and some undercard matchups you won't believe. And again, as Smitty said, we've got young and we've got old. We've got the state of the art in women's boxing today. So again, make the call and be a part of it. And we'll see you really in just a few minutes. We are again live in Bossier City, Louisiana at the Horseshoe Hotel and Casino. And the best women's boxing in the world is coming your way in just a matter of moments. We'll see you soon.